Welcome to Talkin Baloney.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
This is Bouchie.
Oh, gosh.
What is going on?
No script allowed.
What are you, some kind of bot? Come on, people.
Oh, yeah. You want a pickle, you gotta give him a pickle, right?
I want to be a movie star.
Wow, that sounds so interesting.
Fresh and quick.
Pudgy, pizza.
Part of the Baloney Nation.
Jim Deezy.
You guys still there?
Hey, what's up there, big guy?
What's going on, Jim Deezy?
Just, chilling, did a little yard work earlier, fixed the riding lawnmower, kind of just everyday life stuff.
So you're chilling like a villain.
Chilling like, what's funny is I'm looking at the video right now and all I can see is my head.
Yeah.
just face. Yeah. It's like the hoodie, the dark hoodie just blends in. So it's just like somebody poured this face into the hat. That's all you see right there.
But you're sporting the Dunder Mifflin once again.
Yeah. I got a ceiling fan right above me, so it's a little chilly. So the hat's actually kind of nice.
Now, so that's obviously from The Office.
Correct.
How's the feedback in week 2 since we declared Seinfeld the winner of Sitcom Madness?
No changes. People be hating.
What are some of the things they're saying?
Still can't believe you didn't pick The Office. It's like, the hate's still there. It has not ended.
So we did get a lot of feedback on Sitcom Madness. So I thought what we would do this week is a Baloney Nation Hotline Special.
All right. I'm down.
One of the things, not necessarily negative feedback, but a lot of questions about why wasn't this show included? Why wasn't this show included?
We'll address it.
We're going to do that right now.
Let's do it. Let's clear up the elephant in the room.
So here's one of the questions. What are your thoughts on shows that didn't make it to the Sitcom Madness tournament? Now, the person who wrote this in included a long list of shows, and we'll just kind of go through them one by one.
Okay.
Punky Brewster.
How many seasons was it on?
Not many. I'd say 2 or 3.
Yeah. Literally, the guy in the show was already so old that he shouldn't have been adopting a kid anyway. Yeah. And you already knew he was going to die in a few years. So, again, no staying power. The show's on 2-3 years, tops.
Was it that good a show?
No, not really. I mean...
I didn't really enjoy it. I don't know if I was... I mean, we were both kids when it was on, but I don't know who the audience was. Was it a show for kids?
I don't know. And, I think at the time there wasn't a lot of talk about, old people adopting kids.
Yeah.
That now, yes. Maybe then, maybe it was a little ahead of its time. Maybe people weren't ready for it yet. Hence why it was only on 2 or 3 years.
Well, in a similar vein, the next show listed here is Webster, which is like the same premise. Mm-hmm. Young kid adopted by older couple. This time it's Emmanuel Lewis as Webster.
Correct. Yep.
I did watch Webster, but I wouldn't say it was like a great show. I wouldn't say it was one of the best shows of all time.
No, I think if you would have put Punky Brewster and Webster together, we got different strokes.
So maybe if they combined the shows,
we could have done a different kind of different stroke show. That's my take on those two.
It's a different take than I think most people would expect. So
it just seems like they were both maybe going down a path that was maybe ahead of their time.
Yeah, and I don't even know how big a factor the adoption was. Like they were sitcoms. The adoption was probably an issue in the first episode, and then maybe at some point they referenced it again. But essentially, it was a family sitcom with, in the case of Webster, he was, Emmanuel Lewis had this disease that made him look like he was 5 years old, but he was actually like a teenager.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories, Ricky Schroeder told this story on a late night talk show. And, he was the star of Silver Spoons.
Yep.
And Webster was filmed like in the same lot. And they were like, he was like in the area where like kids were like playing, and he was playing with Emmanuel Lewis, and he was like picking them up and like carrying them around. He didn't realize he was like the same age as him. He thought he was like a 5-year-old.
It's, definitely not making fun of anyone's disability or anything on the show, because that's not what we do.
No.
But it's
this is something Hollywood used to do, exploit that kind of thing. You saw it with Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
Gary Coleman was much older than the age he played.
It just neither one of these shows really looked like or felt like they had staying power. Maybe it was the writing, maybe it was just the networks trying to cram shows down everybody's throat at the time.
Yeah. So there were a lot of shows that were on ABC Friday nights.
Mm-hmm.
The TGIF. A lot of those shows.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those shows didn't make it to the Sitcom Madness. One of them is Family Matters. Now, the Steve Urkel character, I was probably, beyond the point of believing that could actually be a character who existed in real life. So I'd never bought into the show.
A couple things about this show. A, it was annoying as hell.
Yeah.
The character was annoying as hell. And B, what's with the open door policy where the neighbors just come over, walk in your house and
different times.
We definitely don't do that now.
No.
I don't know. This was the father, the cop that was in the show.
Yeah.
I liked his character. I always liked him because he was in Die Hard.
Sure. He was in Die Hard, but
that was it. That was the extent of my like for the show. The Steve Urkel character, no, it wasn't my thing. Can I do that?
Right.
I hated that show.
I think people who liked the show were probably in the certain age group where it was funny. But I think any adult who watches that has to. Yeah. But we're not making fun of.
No, but you have mental problems if you're watching that show as an adult.
Thanks for saying what I wasn't going to.
No worries. Thank you, Waffle House, unofficial sponsor of this show.
Ooh. Can you imagine if Waffle House was a sponsor?
Oh my God, pancakes and waffles every day, and that Virginia ham. Let's just stop and think about that for a second. Whew. All right, let's move on.
How about the show Perfect Strangers?
Again, this is going to be one of the shows I don't think I ever really watched it, just because I maybe watched 1 or 2 episodes, but that's it.
Yeah. I did watch it a bit, but it was kind of one of those shows again where, I don't know, there was something about the shows that were on ABC that they always seemed very unrealistic, unbelievable.
Lackluster.
That too.
Yeah.
Like, you had to buy into the concept of Cousin Belky. And if you don't buy into that, then the show is kind of pointless.
Again, kind of another annoying character. Like, they were going down that road of having 1 or 2 annoying characters in the shows. No.
Yeah. How about this is a show we've talked about, A Different World, spinoff of The Cosby Show. Didn't make the cut.
No. And this was a little bit, this show was, dealing with more like some older like adult topics.
Right.
I like this show. I just don't remember it being on enough or having that kind of draw where I wanted to, sit down. I can remember when other shows were on TV, you would make time to sit down and watch that show. You want to know what was going to happen. It was like family night. I don't remember it being that way for A Different World.
Yeah, I used to watch it and I
Mhm.
liked it, but I don't think of it as a show that was very funny. Like you
Yeah.
said, it was a show that dealt with like big topics. You know, it was a college set, so
Yeah.
there lots of issues like date rape and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Very
Very-
topical and not a lot of room for humor.
Yeah, very. There was some forced comedy in that show.
Right.
But that's I see that show as more of a stomping or starting ground for like these actors and actresses to go off and do other things. It's kind of like a holdover point for them.
Kind of was.
Yeah.
Moving along, Designing Women is on the list.
I absolutely hated this show.
Couldn't stand it.
Couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
It was like a rip-off knockoff of Golden Girls.
Not as funny.
Nope.
Yeah, it didn't make the list, and it would. I don't think it would ever. We could do 190 sitcoms and it wouldn't make the list.
Well, if we were doing a list of 100 shit shows that were out there, this would be on it.
Okay, let me write that down for future reference. 100 shit shows.
It might be up there in the top 10.
Yeah, we might have to do that episode to find out.
Yeah, we're definitely.
What is the biggest?
What is the biggest shit show out there? Roar. Whoops.
So there's a lot of shows on this list that are shows I've kind of think of as like shows for kids, which is, Boy Meets World.
Again, maybe I'd watch it if it was on, but I just not my thing. Kind of a rip off of the Wonder Years.
Well, it had Fred Savage's brother. I don't
Yeah.
know if there were too many similarities beyond that, but
I just, at this point, I think they were starting to recycle some of these shows too, and it kind of had that vibe to it.
yeah, it's your typical sitcom about little kids in grade school.
Mhm.
I guess if you're, kids love the show. I mean, they
Yeah.
brought it back recently.
Hmm.
Modern update. It's popular, but I don't.
Yeah, I
One of
wasn't.
the best of all time.
No, not even in that list. Not even the. We'll save that show for another show, one other day.
Oh, you think it's on that list?
Oh, it's on that list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A show that you mentioned, and you actually already talked about it briefly, why you think it didn't make the list, but we'll talk about it again. Silver Spoons.
Yeah, this show is hard because I like, as much as I enjoyed the show, and it was all right, but it was that show with the I'm a millionaire, family, and the kids just like cannot embrace it. Like, you throw me in that lifestyle and I'm embracing it. I'm driving the Ferrari. I'm driving. I got video games in the living room with a train that drives around the house. Just the kid just cried too much in that show for me. Just always drama. Just couldn't embrace the millionaire lifestyle.
Yeah. I think I liked the show when I was younger, but again, watching it again recently.
Don't go back and watch it now.
It's kind of tough.
You can almost see him reading the script cards, like someone's holding up the cue card, and you catch their eyes going, "Oh yes," and then they're looking back, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, this is bad."
I will give credit. Jason Bateman
Mhm.
played the friend on that show, and he was great.
Yeah.
And you
He
can
was
see
awesome.
like he had actual like real sitcom talent. You could
Mhm.
tell even at that young age.
Yeah. Hey, think about it. Look where their careers went. You got Jason Bateman, who's in all kinds of big blockbuster movies, and you got Ricky Schroeder. Enough said.
How about Third Rock from the Sun?
Again, I remember watching this show.
Yeah.
But I just don't remember it having any kind of like draw power to me. Like, I gotta watch it.
You'd watch if nothing else was on, but it was
Yeah.
never a appointment television where it was like, oh man, tonight's Third Rock. What's going to happen?
Gotta see it. Gotta know what's happening.
Yeah. And it also falls into that category of, you know, it was a bit ludicrous at times.
Yeah.
Sometimes they went too far.
Agreed.
Great cast though. John Lithgow.
Oh.
Great actor.
How can you go wrong?
Young Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
really
great cast.
Yeah.
Great cast.
The next couple of shows on this list I actually really hate. So we might come back to these when we do our 100 shit show list.
Yes.
The Nanny.
Yeah. Fran Drescher. I hated this show.
Was there more annoying person on TV than Fran Drescher?
No. Stupid show.
Yeah.
I never ever got the show. Never got it. Didn't care if it was on. Didn't care when it wasn't on. Still don't care.
Yeah. Mama's Family.
All right. I like this show.
Okay.
But it was one of those shows where if you've seen one episode, you've seen them all. And the mama in the show, everybody just reminded me of somebody that they just kissed her butt all day.
Yeah.
But I would say this was more of a start for like the Roseanne shows and those things like down the road. You know what I mean? Same kind of vibe. I almost swore up and down sometimes like the Archie Bunker show was like the same, or was it All in the Family? Or like they were the same set. They almost looked like they were the same set.
So Mama's Family, of course, started as part of the Carol Burnett show. It was a skit on that show. And when it was on that show, it was really good because you had, you know, Vicki Lawrence still played Mama, but Carol Burnett was the daughter, and Tim Conway was the son. Top comedic talent. When the show went to syndication and only Vicki Lawrence was there as Mama, it just, you know, the caliber of talent was not there.
Yeah, and things start to be, you know, forced after a while, and it's just... sometimes they shouldn't write some of these shows. They should just let these comedians go out there and do their thing.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the problem with that show is they had Vicki Lawrence and then the rest of the cast was just kind of generic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Another show that didn't make the cut that I've heard from a few people is The King of Queens.
Kevin James.
Yeah.
Great show. But
it's okay to defend the show. You know,
I love their humor. They were mean to each other in this show.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched this show, I mean, they're kind of mean to each other. It's a funny show. Don't get me wrong. Anything with Kevin James in it, and I cannot remember. Is it Remy something or other? The actress's name, and the father, all-time great. You know.
Yeah. So I wanted to like the show. I just could never get into it. You know, Kevin James is a likable guy, but I just never bought into the whole show. And Fred Stiller is the father who was so great on Seinfeld. I don't know. He just wasn't.
This is one of those shows I started watching kind of like late night. Like I didn't even realize the show was even on, and I started watching it. So you're like, oh, I'll just keep watching it because it's funny. Yeah. But it was never that show that you had to tune in to see. There was never a continuing story from week to week. It was just every week was thrown out there. Let's throw it against the wall and see what sticks.
Well, you know, it's a traditional show. Was it a spinoff of Everybody Loves Raymond, or it was just produced by the same people? I don't remember.
Yeah, who knows?
The Drew Carey Show.
Nope.
Yep.
Could never ever get past the lady with all the makeup.
Mimi.
Yes.
Same
do
here. We've talked about it. Like, if you don't buy into Cousin Balky, the show doesn't work. If you don't buy into Mimi, and I sure as heck didn't.
Mm-mm.
To me, it was like you had a show that was almost like a good show, but then it had like this fourth grade level of humor with Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
Just terrible. Awful.
And the crazy thing is Drew Carey is a comedian, and he has that natural ability to make you laugh, and he's comedy gold. But you put him in that forced setting on the show, and then, and poor guy now is hosting Wheel of Fortune, or not Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right. And it's just...
Yeah. I never found him very believable reading his lines either.
No.
Like in a sitcom setting, he didn't seem comfortable or natural. I don't know.
No. Sorry, Drew. Can't.
Nope.
You'll make a list one day.
Some of these shows are good. We're just saying maybe they weren't quite good enough to make the top 64. And don't forget, we broke it down by decade.
Yeah.
So what you're really talking about is it one of the best 16 shows of the decade it aired in.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these just didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
But we got more to go through. And we're going to take a break.
Sweet.
And come right back.
Hey, thanks, Waffle House.
Oof.
Hey, welcome back to Talkin Baloney, folks.
That's right. We are doing a Baloney Nation special. We're answering questions from Baloney Nation, and we're in the middle of the longest question we've ever had.
And you know how you ask questions on the show? 585-484-1770, folks. It's up on the screen. That's how you ask questions.
That's right. You can send us a text message, which most people do, or you can leave a voicemail. We'll play your voicemail on air, and we'll answer that question.
This ain't no Zoom call. You texted in to us.
So we were talking shows that didn't make the cut in our Sitcom Madness 64 show bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And we left off talking about Drew Carey, but I think we're done with that.
Yeah, we're done.
Next show is Murphy Brown.
Same thing. This was to me, it just had that feeling of, I don't know, it was like a almost like a little bit stolen from Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd, and it was like a crossover of like a couple different shows into one, and like maybe Designing Women.
Wow.
I hated this show.
So I did watch this show, and I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
Set at a news station, Murphy Brown, the investigative reporter. You get the behind the scenes of the news station. Then they always hung out at the same bar. You had that kind of style. I don't know. It's so hard to say, like, this is one of the top shows of the 90s. And to me, it just missed the cut. It was very close.
Didn't they bring this show back?
Came back 2 years ago. It was a continuation. So Murphy Brown is, man, she must be in her 70s by now. The revival didn't work. I gave it a shot. I watched like the first episode. Just wasn't the same. Too much time has passed.
Yep. Again, folks, we talk about this a lot on this show. Staying power.
Yeah.
Some shows got it, some shows don't.
Now, this next show I like a lot, but you talk about staying power, I don't think there's been very little mention of it anywhere. Mr. Belvedere.
I like this show.
Yeah.
I like this show. It was a good show. It just, again, didn't have staying power, but I liked the show. I liked the premise behind the show. Unfortunately, you and I don't get to make write the scripts and, renew their contracts.
And it's a good show. Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker, fantastic.
Yeah.
The back and forth between Mr. Belvedere and the young kid on the show, Wesley.
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's
in the terms of the 1980s. What show are you going to take out for this one to make it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
lots of great shows in the 80s. I think Mr. Belvedere is just one of those ones just on the cusp, just didn't quite make it.
Correct. Agreed.
Yeah. Here's one that also from the 80s. Mm-hmm. Charles in Charge.
No.
Not even no consideration.
No, this is right on that level of Who's the Boss.
Okay, Who's the Boss made the cut though.
Yeah, Who's the Boss made the cut, but this Charles in Charge we were really forcing it down someone's throat at this point. Like,
so Charles in Charge was originally on like CBS.
Mm-hmm.
Was canceled and returned in syndication with a different family, but still Scott Baio and Willie Ames as his sidekick buddy Lundbeck.
Mm-hmm.
I did watch every episode. I liked it.
I watched it.
Yeah.
just it was one of those things where you're like, all right, well, it's on. I'm gonna watch it, but
I might have taped it every week. You never know. I might have been that big a fan. Great theme song.
Charles in Charge of my day. Charles, yeah, I remember.
So, but I'm a realist. Quality wise, it's not like the best show ever. I don't think it's probably in the top 20 for 1980 shows. It just didn't make the cut.
Correct. I'm with you.
But I liked it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I would have watched it if it was on, but I wouldn't have gone out of my way to do it.
You didn't tape it every Saturday at 7?
No, this must have been the period of time in my life when my VCR was broke.
Okay. Likely story.
Yeah.
So the next couple are submitted by other people besides the person who added this first question. Mm-hmm. Someone asked about Superstore.
This is that. This TV show is still on too. From what I literally
just ended. They just had their series finale a few weeks ago. I could
never get into this show. Couldn't do it.
Either.
Couldn't get into it. I think they tried to do like characters from like The Office and Parks and Rec. It felt like they were trying to roll all those shows into one and just trying way too hard.
Yes, that's exactly what I would say. They didn't really have the comedy material there, and they were trying too hard.
Yeah,
I only watched probably 2 episodes, but it was enough to know that this wasn't a show for me.
Let's be honest. I mean, this stuff's supposed to be taking place in like a knockoff kind of Walmart, and stuff like some of the stuff that they pulled on this show actually happened, there'd be a lot of lawsuits.
Oh yeah.
So there has to be some believability here.
Right. We talked about that with The Office, where the early seasons of The Office felt like it was really a show in a paper company. Michael Scott did videos that looked like something a guy would do.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Later seasons of The Office, they lost that. And I feel like Superstore had that same problem.
Yeah.
Things were just not realistic or believable.
Nope. Again, topic comes up a lot in this show. Believability.
Yeah. The next show goes back a ways. Kate and Allie.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know much about this show because obviously it didn't draw me in any way, shape, or form.
So this was a CBS sitcom when we were probably like 9 years old, and I don't think it was in our demographic. It wasn't a show for us.
It wasn't in our wheelhouse.
Yeah. Have I seen this show? Yeah. I don't remember much about it.
Me neither.
There were some kids in the show, but
I mean, I think at this point, we're thinking we're 9 years old. I think I had some yellow AM/FM stereo headphones with an antenna that stuck up the side of it, where I could at 9 years old, I think like Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart was on the radio all the time, and Barry Manilow, and I think we're in that generation where maybe we weren't allowed to stay up that late to watch the shows.
Yeah, and it also, I think it was surrounded by shows like that CBS style of show, like Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Shows that really weren't for kids, I would say.
Alice, that's the diner show, right?
Yeah.
Love that show.
See, I think that show was from the 70s. That's why I didn't make the cut. We didn't have a 70s bracket.
What was that guy's name? The guy, the diner owner. Was it Mel? Mel, yeah, that's right. Yes. Love that guy.
The one waitress who said, "Kiss my grits."
Yeah, kiss my grits. Kiss my grits.
Yes.
Yes. I would love to say that to people all day.
Oh, yeah.
Look, can you help me find this? No, kiss my grits.
You should try it out just once.
I'm going to try it out at one of the car places one day when I'm looking at a car. Like, can we help you find something? No, kiss my grits.
Like, sir, are you having a medical emergency?
Yes, kiss my grits. Just keep saying it over and over and over again.
A few more shows here people have mentioned. Someone wrote in and asked about Gimme a Break.
Gimme a Break. So this was, I want to say this was before Roseanne, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think this laid the foundation for that kind of show.
Yeah.
My opinion, but I think this was the original Roseanne show.
And this was a show that I liked.
I liked the show.
Nell Carter was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Gave us Joey Lawrence, his first TV role.
Whoa.
Yeah, pre-whoa, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
Interesting footnote. If you ever see the Cosby Show pilot episode, they used the house, the set from Gimme a Break for that first episode.
Interesting.
Lots, yeah.
Little tidbit of info for the audience.
I'll give you another one too, because when you do a pilot for a TV show, you're not going to go to the expense of building a brand new set. So the pilot for Hanging with Mr. Cooper, they used the house setting from Growing Pains.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Recycling.
Yeah. It's great when you stumble across Hanging with Mr. Cooper for that one episode. You're like, why are they in the Seavers house? What's going on? And the last show isn't one submitted by a user, but it's a show that I had cut from our episode that I thought we could talk about. Louis. It's Louis C.K.
Oh, yes. I remember.
His show on FX.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is a show, if Louis hadn't gotten into trouble, this is a show I would have put very highly in the rankings for the bracket.
And I can honestly say he was one of my favorite comedians before all this stuff came to surface. And, I'm sure he'll rebuild someday and he'll be doing his thing again. Maybe, I don't know. People learn to forget and whatever, but he's got his own demons to deal with. But man, prior to all that, the dude was a comedy genius.
And he did a show that was funny, but also very dramatic and very, sometimes every episode was like a movie, and the show could go anywhere. He wasn't bound by structure of, okay, this episode follows this episode follows this episode. He would jump all over. It was really groundbreaking TV.
Yeah, he had a show that he used to do on one of the pay channels too. It was late night, and it was almost like they were doing a play in front of a live audience, And I remember watching that a few times, and that was pretty good.
Yeah. That show was named after the bar that it was set in. And it was a very dramatic show. Steve Buscemi was in it. Mm-hmm. And the woman from Roseanne, who played Roseanne's sister, was in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember watching it a few times. I was like, wow, this is pretty different for a comedian.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But he did some stuff, and now we can't celebrate the work that he did. So,
no, sorry, Louis. Actually, you should be the one that's sorry, but I mean,
we've got more from
right.
Baloney Nation. Should they reboot Married with Children?
No, I feel strongly in this. No, you could not bring this show back in its glory and its form that it was in then in today's world. You would it would ruin everything that the show was then.
Now, someone was tossing around the idea of bringing the original cast back and doing Married with Grandchildren. You still don't think that would work?
No, I think at that point you're just doing Modern Family all over again. But
well, yeah, very different comedy though.
Yeah, but I don't even think you could pull it off. I don't think you could even pull it off. We're in a different time now where the humor that made that show what it was then it can't be done no more. It's
yeah. They would push the envelope though, I think. And I think would test the waters of what you could do.
As long as it was still on Fox. I mean, Fox doesn't seem to really give a crap. they don't really care.
Friday at 8 on Fox.
Yeah. You could do after that, you could do followed by Married with Grandchildren.
Yeah.
Uncut.
Here's one that's, I'm not even sure this is a question, but if Cheers were made today, it would just be called The Bar.
I really think we have an anti-Cheers person on our hands is what we have here.
Well, in a way, I think they're making a statement, like The Office, maybe Cheers would, in modern times, if it was produced today, maybe it would look more like The Office. Maybe it would be filmed differently. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of, what I liked about Cheers was it was always that wide shot when they were filming. Like
yes.
You always had more than 4 or 5 characters in every scene. You know what I mean? You always had somebody in the background. You had Sam at the bar. You had Coach. Or Woody Harrelson, depending on what year you were watching. And you always had they got the whole bar was in the shot all the time.
And if you watch, you're binging it now. As you watch the show throughout the years, you'll see the same people at the bar, and you'll start to recognize faces. And then occasionally, some of those faces will get a line. You'll be like, "Holy cow, that guy talks!"
Yeah, like there's always a guy sitting off in the back when they're shooting directly at the bar. There's a guy that sits off to the left, and there's a couple that sits off to the right. And later on in the seasons, the couple on the right actually starts to talk, and the guy on the left, all he ever does is order his drink, and he'll throw in a little one-line zinger here once or twice.
Yeah,
that's it.
The really old guy.
Yeah,
yeah, he's the best.
It's like, just cut him a check. Here you go. Say 2 things and just sit there.
Yeah. All right, so I think that wraps up Baloney Nation for this week. We're going to take a break.
We did forget one show that I actually enjoyed back in the day, but I think it was The Fall Guy.
Okay. I don't think The Fall Guy fits into the sitcom.
It
criteria.
Doesn't.
No.
But to me, it was a sitcom.
Well, we had so much fun with the sitcom bracket. I think next March, maybe we do a bracket for action shows.
Oh yeah, we have to, definitely.
And I think we'll talk to Fall Guy then.
All right, we throwing a little A-Team in there and a little.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
lots of shows from the '80s.
Oh, you're never gonna see that again either. Never.
No, not like that.
Nope.
So, when we come back from break,
Mm-hmm.
we've got Jim Deezy's latest beef jerky reviews.
Woohoo, it's coming. It's coming.
And then we're going to catch up with what we're watching this week on Talkin Baloney.
Welcome back to Talkin Baloney.
He is Jim Deezy.
He is the big guy.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
That guy was in a rehearsal.
Hey, so you
Yes.
know that I'm in the Jerky of the Month Club, right?
Oh, and we love it.
So think about this for a minute. How different National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation would have been if he was enrolled in a Beef Jerky of the Month Club.
Would have never been an issue.
Never issue. You wouldn't have had cousin Eddie wouldn't have had to go steal the boss and bring him over. No.
No. The whole family would have celebrated.
I got 2 new ones in the mail this week, and I saved them for the show. We're going to sample these live and on air, but we're going to do the first one. Folks, this is Socal Jerky.
Okay. That is pineapple teriyaki. Wow.
Correct. Have no idea. I hear a lot of people say you should never put pineapple on anything. Hey, who knows? And then the second one we got.
Jawbox beef jerky. Ooh, made with grass-fed beef.
Grass-fed beef.
Now, is there a location on that one, where it comes from?
The grass-fed one, it just says Denver, Colorado, distributed from Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
This one is from California, hence the SoCal company.
Yes. Actually, it says on the front something beach.
It says Newport Beach, California.
Ooh, the ritzy part of town.
Oh, yeah, folks. And I'm not going to lie. Presentation, packaging, kind of bland. Let's go packaging on this one. Boom. And there is a lot of beef jerky in this bag.
Yes, that does
this
look
one,
like a lot.
Not so much.
True. I kind of like that simple design, though.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool logo.
Is
Jawbox.
more better? Is more better? We don't know. We don't know.
Let's find out.
Which one shall we open first?
Let's go Jawbox.
All right. Folks, just so you know, I haven't tampered with this in any way. Boom.
How's the aroma hit you? How's the smell?
Okay. I'm going to say there is some peppers stuff on this one.
That is loaded.
Yeah, it's got some...
What's the flavor on that? Does it have a designated flavor?
No. Wow, that's hot. Mm-hmm.
Spicy?
Ooh. Got a little... It gets you.
Yeah.
It kicks you in the back of the throat real quick afterwards. Okay, we'll try one more. But just to give you an idea, here's a bigger piece.
Man, that is loaded.
They got a lot of peppers on this one. So here, one more. Okay. So I'm going to rank this up there pretty high right now.
Can you hold that up again?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the back.
Okay.
Eat what the pros eat.
Apparently, this thing is very high in protein.
Athletic performance begins with nutrition.
Yeah.
Wow.
High protein, gluten free. Okay. Ooh, that's got a little bit of fire to it. I like it. It's like a hot wing.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's got to. You know what? We got to wash that down with some coffee.
Yeah.
Really get the stomach going.
It cleanse the palate.
Oh, all right. Here we go, folks. Whoops. SoCal pineapple.
Pineapple teriyaki. This should be interesting.
Let's get the... Ooh, I'm not going to lie. This smells delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
You could smell the pineapple?
No. It's more of a jerky smell. All right, here we go. Big pieces in this bag too.
Yeah.
Well. All right. Don't even taste any pineapple in it at all. Very bland. Just almost like a plain beef jerky. No fire.
No sweetness. Yeah.
It should just say
Yaki.
Teriyaki. It should just say teriyaki. That's about all I can. That's about all I can taste. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna fix this, folks, real quick. Here we go. But yeah, no real pineapple in it. I don't taste the pineapple. Maybe it's by design. I don't know. We'll try another piece, another big chunk here.
Wow. You hold up the back of the package for us too. Okay.
It's good. It's really good if you like plain beef jerky. But right now, I'm going with this. This is my favorite so far.
So far of those two, or so far overall of the?
So far of overall of this little beef jerky thing we've been doing. I got to hand it. This one simple and to the point. This, it's got the right kind of fire to it, the right kind of heat.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste plain. It feels like you're actually eating some kind of beef jerky. Sorry, folks, for the camera movement. There's a cat walking across the area. But yeah, I gotta say, take two.
You still got it.
I'm here all week. So, last but not least, we'll try one more. I'm telling you, you might want to try this one, folks. Jawbox beef jerky. Grass-fed, high in protein. It's what the athletes are eating. Obviously, look at me.
I see now it does have the word spicy in very small print. In the
very,
logo.
very small print. Yeah.
It's very. Like a little logo to the left of Jawbox.
Right there in the spicy. Yeah, so beef jerky challenge so far, I got to say, very regular beef jerky. Very well done, Jawbox. Very well done. Folks, try it. I'm telling you. I know beef jerky.
Is that your slogan for the beef jerky taste off?
Next week, I will have a T-shirt on that says, I know beef jerky.
Soon to be available at talkinbaloney.com.
Correct. Right along with if you want to plenish your, clean the palate, get your Talkin Baloney thermal cup, not just for hot beverages, folks, cold beverages in the summertime.
You're saying it keeps cold beverages cold.
Oh, yeah.
And it keeps hot beverages hot.
It does them both.
Wow.
This ain't no McDonald's cup here, folks. That's a real, authentic Talkin Baloney cup.
So we're at our news segment of the show where we talk about what we're watching this week.
Yes.
What do you got for us?
So I've been binge watching Cheers. I've actually gone back because I've been going through a little Cobra Kai bug lately, and I went back and watched a couple little episodes of Cobra Kai just to replenish the old memories, just to make me feel what I've been missing on Netflix for a while.
Yeah.
But I've been going back and watching some of the old movies from the 80s.
Okay.
Spies Like Us.
You rewatch Spies Like Us.
Oh my God, dude. It's so good to watch a movie like that now.
Yeah.
Versus you just don't see the characters, the character interaction between, like, they're just playing off each other through the whole movie. And to me, it was great. You don't see that anymore. To me. I did try to give Silver Spoons another shot this week. No.
No.
It's never going to happen. And I did watch the first episode of Growing Pains just to see where things were at with just to replenish where everything was going. And
okay. Well, what'd you think of that?
I probably would have kicked the kids out by now.
Wow. After one episode, you're ready to get rid of them.
After one episode, I'm ready to get rid of them. And I got to say, the little bit of heat from that one jerky's got my nose tingling.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what you want for a jerky.
Yeah.
So I watched Mortal Kombat, the new movie released on HBO Max on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna say? It's do you like Transformers? Do you like those movies? You'll love Mortal Kombat. There's not much character. There's not much story. There's very bad acting, but the action's pretty good. The fights are intense, and there's a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is.
Are they ever going to make and here's the thing, you're either with a Mortal Kombat movie, that's in your wheelhouse, or it's not. So if it's not, you shouldn't judge the movie. And if it is, speak the truth, because you know it. But I've been reading so much on Twitter this week of people saying it's trash, it's this, it's that. And then there's other people on the other side saying it's one of the best movies they've seen.
Yeah. Cardi B liked it.
Oh, well then, I mean.
I know. That ends every conversation.
I mean, at that point, you might as well say one of the Kardashians like it.
I think they did.
Oh, well then, who are we to say otherwise?
I know. I thought I hated it, and then I saw that. I was like, well, maybe I liked it.
Oh, my God.
I also watched this week, Peacock debuted a new show, Rutherford Falls, starring Ed Helms. And it's from the producers of Parks and Rec, The Good Place, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You might know Michael Schur, the creator, as the character Mose in The Office.
Mm-hmm.
This is occasional cameo.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a high pedigree. Ed Helms playing, I think, a good Ed Helms character. As opposed to later year Andy when he was... So Rutherford Falls takes place in a fictional upstate New York town. And it's kind of the... well, you can see where they're going. It's about the indigenous people and the white folk. Ed Helms plays the descendant of the founder of the town, and he's kind of trying to preserve that legacy. And then you have the indigenous people who are looking to, have their culture represented.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of groundbreaking in that sense. Not something you've seen on TV before. So far, I'm 2 episodes in. It's a little bit funny, but it's kind of interesting. I want to see where the story goes. So I recommend it. Check it out.
Okay.
Peacock. How can you not recommend a show that's on Peacock?
Yeah. Peacock. It's all, who came up with that name anyway? Oh, my God. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I will say that, I'm thinking about binge watching some Mel Gibson movies here this week coming up. Maybe start off a little Passion of the Christ, little.
Whoa.
Followed up with some Lethal Weapon, get the heavy stuff out of the way first.
Yeah. Is there a follow-up to Passion of the Christ?
No, there isn't.
Wow.
So here, funny story. I saw this it was on one of the TV shows, and it's dark. I get it. They're taking the spin-off, stories from the Bible and stuff like that, but holy moly, this is a dark movie.
You're tackling a big subject there.
I mean, we don't do politics and religion on the show. I'm doing it for the movie.
I'd like to hear your opinion of the movie.
Yeah. You know, special effects. I don't know what kind of CGI I'm going to see. I don't know.
You're going to see a lot of blood.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about doing all the Lethal Weapon movies.
Okay.
Maybe a little bird on a wire, little Goldie Hawn, little Mel Gibson.
Okay.
You know, Goldie Hawn before her face went all kinds of crazy, you know.
Yeah. Can I ask why the Mel Gibson kick?
No reason. I just happen to see it. If you like this movie, you'll like this, and then all of a sudden, boom! It had a whole list of Mel Gibson movies, and I'm like, why Mel Gibson? But if you watch a Liam Neeson movie,
yeah,
it'll refer you to you'll like some Mel Gibson movies. Don't know. I did watch Old School again this past week too as well. Little Will Ferrell it sucks watching it when it's edited.
Oh, you watch it on TV?
Yeah, horrible, okay. Man. They cut out all the good stuff's cut out.
Yeah, I find it hard to watch movies I like on TV that way, just because you know nowadays you can probably find it streaming somewhere. So
yeah. I don't know.
Right.
It's hey, I want to hear what people got to say. What are you guys watching? What's everybody else watching? What's the nation watching?
Let us know. 585-484-1770.
Yeah, well, he said.
Beat you to
it. But until next time.
Yeah, we'll find out what happened with all this Mel Gibson stuff next week.
Yeah, you never know. I might start watching and be like, nah, I'm not feeling it, and I might go a whole different route. Who knows?
Yeah. Can't wait to find out next week on Talkin Baloney.
Talkin Baloney. I rocking 2 bucks.
Yeah.
Roar.